What's up guys, it's Brasilver here, and building on my last video where I briefly touched on YouTube's influence on the Ultimate Team market, I thought I'd do two things in this video. The first thing is a price comparison of my Brasilvers and what I paid for them, and what they cost nowadays on both PS3 and Xbox, so you can see the growth. And the second thing is a defense of myself and other YouTubers to some of the negative comments that I got on that video, and give you my point of view on the whole thing. So, gonna get straight into this with a really cool transition. Get ready for it. Whoosh! Yeah. Nyai, my right back, rated 73 overall, has nearly doubled in price since I originally got him on both consoles. Leandro Silva, my centre back, 450 coins, has increased to well over 7,000. Huge leggy defender, and that's a massive increase in price. Manuel is the first of the big four. His price was naturally very high. It still is high simply because he's so big and physical. I still think he's well worth the money. Marcio Azevedo has grown huge on Xbox simply because he's a 5-star skills fast left back, and that's just shot his price sky high. Fernandinho is a 5-star skills left forward, so he's going to add an extra 6k to those prices if you want to convert him to a left mid to fit any sort of normal formations. Fabio Rockenbach is my favourite centre mid, and although he's like increased by over double, I still think he's well worth it given what he gives you in that midfield. Giovanni is the second of the big four, and this guy is so overrated and overpriced, it's ridiculous. I got him for a bargain 5k, and I could make a huge profit on him right now. Ilsinho I play as my right mid, but if you haven't converted to a right back, you're going to be expected to pay even more, and he's seen a huge increase in his price since I first originally bought him. Marlos is the third of the big four, and if you are looking for one converted to a striker with a popular formation, you'll easily be paying 40 to 50k plus. Jobson is the final of the big four. I thought I'd overpaid for him, but like Marlos, if you put him in a popular formation, you could easily be looking at buying him for 40 to 50k. Edu Dracena is my backup centre back, and although rated better than my starting centre backs, he's not as good, and that's kind of reflected in his price and why he hasn't increased so much. Junior Cesar, my backup left back, really fast, and his price still hovers in around 5k what I paid for him on both consoles. Kleberson is one of my many backup centre mids. His price hasn't really changed because there's a lot on the market, so you could pick up one for nearly cheaper than these average prices. Like Kleberson, Kleber Santana is found frequently in the market, so his price hasn't really increased. Still, I could make a decent profit on him on PS3's market. I was kind of shocked when I saw Leandro Lima's average price on PS3, but because people know he has 5-star skills and can Rabona, you're looking at paying close to the 8k like I did. I got my Mancini through trading players. Because he's 4-star skills and can do Rabonas, you're looking at playing a high price, even more if you want him converted from a left wing to a left mid. Finally, Wallison, only rated 68, but because he's got 5-star skills, don't be surprised if you have to pay close to 5k to try and get him into your team. Now that team right there is my starting 11 plus my 7 subs. Now I didn't include a goalkeeper simply because I used Rogerio Ceni, the free kick taking goalkeeper from Sao Paulo, who's not worth very much at all. But my team, with a couple added reserve players, cost me about 100k at the time altogether. For the same team on PS3 nowadays will cost you about 230k, and on Xbox will cost you 325k. Now bear in mind that's not accounting for spending that extra bit of money on getting players in the right formation or in the right position. So if you want to get 100% chemistry in a popular formation like 4-4-2, you're looking at adding an extra 50k to the total price of this team. Now all this information I've gathered is taken from the foot11.nl website, which is a huge database that always averages out all the players' transactions and gives you the average price. If you don't know how much a player is buying or selling for, you go to this website, you type the name in, and you can find out how much they're going for, which is really useful. So you can really see the huge price increase on these players from my original video when I first showcased them. And that kind of influenced you guys and influenced other YouTubers to build a similar team, and therefore it's had an influence on the market. Now, that brings me to my second point, which were comments on my video earlier this week directed at myself and other YouTubers' influences on the Ultimate Team market. Now, I'm going to go on a bit of a Barsboy rant, so those of you guys that like a Barsboy rant, you're going to like this one. So one of the comments was, Barsboy, next time you make a team like this, don't tell us. And I'm there thinking to myself, are you actually serious? Because the whole point of my channel is to give you guys tutorials, tips, tricks to help you guys get better at the game. And that's what 95% of you guys are subscribed to me for. So when I put up the video, it was to inform you guys, particularly those of you that like to use skills like I do, of an alternate team that you could build. So when people found out these guys had 5-star skills, it automatically added to their value because they joined a limited list of players with 5-star skills in Ultimate Team. Add to the fact that they were silver players with 5-star skills, and it refined the list even more, so it was obviously going to increase their prices. That being said, this was always going to be an expensive team to build. These players are the Messis and Ronaldos of silver cards, so it was never going to be cheap. But what happened was I created a buzz between my subscribers, other YouTubers and their subscribers, and therefore a demand for these players was created. And that's where price fixers messed everything up, because there was only a limited number of these players on the market, so they would buy them, put them up for a ridiculous price, and because the demand for these players was there, people would go and buy them. And because it was a unique team, people would say, I want to make a team like Barca Boys, I want to build a team like my favourite YouTubers. And at the time it was this sort of a team. So therefore people would buy them. And anyone that opened up a silver pack with a Marlis or a Jobson and didn't know who they were and wanted to put them on the market, they would go and check the prices of these other players and see them going for 30, 40k, and then they would put theirs up, and that's how it sort of continued on. It's a continuous cycle till it was becoming a normal thing for these players to cost that sort of a price. Another thing is, we as a community were not opening enough silver packs to get these players, so there was very few of these players in the market when the demand for these players was created. So obviously that's going to add to the price of the players. So the whole point of this video is to get your opinion, and I really want to know what you guys have to say. So do you agree with this guy that says when it comes to Brasilvers, I've ruined them because they're so expensive and there's so much interest in them? Or do you disagree because when the original video came out, you were able to buy this team and it's now considered one of your favourites? Because without a doubt it's my favourite team, and I've played with a lot of good players on Ultimate Team. And for those of you that can afford a team, does it kind of inspire you to make a team like this when you do have the coins? So I'd like to know your opinion on that. Because is it really, do you really not want to know about these teams, or do you? Because us on YouTube, we're always here to provide it. We're here providing a service for you guys, informing you of techniques to make coins. You've got the likes of 59 Minute from Josh Flip, and he showed you how to capitalize on people putting players up for wrong prices. Yes, YouTube's also shown people doing contracts, and that makes it really hard for people with small teams and low budgets to do well whenever you need to renew contracts. But I'd like to think that the benefits of YouTube and the information you gain and some of the tips outweigh the negatives that's been created in the market. So guys, I'd really like to know your opinion. So please leave a comment and be sure to like the video as well. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.